Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Drunk Prototype, episode 89, recording on December 19th, 2021. My name is Frank.
My name is Sean.
And my name is Andrew.
And we're just getting into the holiday season. Not a lot to talk about. I've broken my solemn vow to beat the Halo campaign by today. I have yet to play it other than multiplayer this week. Been very busy. So we're going to tell some of our gaming Christmas memories, presents we got when we were young, our favorite video game memories from Christmas. Just juicing the shit out of this episode, to be honest. But before we do that, let's start. Huck, you have a few announcements you want to get into?
Yeah, so I'll start with the first one is that my company is publishing our first two games. They're two games that have already been out on the PlayStation 4 and Steam. They're by a company called Log Games, a friend of mine. Games are Epic Dumpster Bear 2 and Jank Brain. So Epic Dumpster Bear 2 comes out January 6th, 2022, and Jank Brain comes out on the 20th of January 2022. And they're also only on the Nintendo Switch. Or these versions. The versions I'm publishing are on the Nintendo Switch only. So don't waste your time.
Fever, gotta get that.
That's
Switch
right.
back.
Don't waste your time on the blue haze or any of that shit. Go right for the red. And yeah, so those come out. The Steam or the store pages go live this Tuesday, the 23rd. So check them out. Come on, it's like a comedy action platformer. Well, both of them are comedy action platformers. Pretty funny, like little storylines going around, obviously, of the games don't take themselves too seriously, but they're a lot of fun. So check them out if you like action platformers. And they're $4.99 regularly US. And the first 2 weeks...
Potential stocking stuffer.
There you go. First 2 weeks, 40% off. So watch out for that. Also, if you're already in the Discord, you would have seen this, but I'm giving away a free copy, maybe two, depending on how I feel. So
was the way to enter that contest to reply epic to that
yes,
thing?
It was.
That's all I see in the Discord. I'm actually on the Discord a bit now that I have a computer. So
yes. Yeah. So go on the Discord, join up to the Discord, look for the link in the YouTube video description, or I think it's on our Facebook page. And then go to the Switch channel and find my post about the free giveaway and respond epic to it. That's all you need to know. And then another announcement is a game I had a tiny hand in trying to port to the Switch was a game that just came out called Witchwood, which is by a company called Alien Trap Games. Now, I didn't really do too much on this. I just sort of worked on it for a little bit, but the game is out. The game's fun. It's a, I guess a crafting survival game. I don't know if survival is the right thing, but a crafting game. And it's the Alien Trap guys did the game Apotheon, which a lot of people might know, or another game called Cryptarch, which I think is a little less known than Apotheon. But Apotheon was really big, kind of when the PS4 first came out, I believe, is kind of when
Didn't it win Game of the Year at the Canadian Video Game Awards?
It probably did. I don't remember if it did, but
maybe not.
Yeah.
I think they did well there, though.
Yeah, so Witchwood came out, I think, on pretty much everything. And I helped a little bit with the Switch a long time ago. So check it out. Why not? Support some Canadian talent while you're out there. And the game, I think, is $20. So it's a very reasonable price. And I don't see it getting a lot of love out there right now. So give it a little poke.
Well, it is the season to be giving. And more importantly, it is the season to be buying. And I'm going to give a little PSA on how to buy and what to buy. So just so in case people aren't aware, the Epic Store right now has an insane kind of holiday sale giveaway going on. There's a free game every day. If you're not logging in every week and getting your free game on Epic, you should be doing that. They're literally free games, decent games too, for the most part. I have a weekly reminder on my iPhone. I missed way too many for too long. I will never miss another. You don't even need the app. Just log in on the browser, add it to your library in case you might have a PC one day. Just do it. It's free. Get in the habit. Now, on top of that, there's a huge sale going on. And I told this to the guys right before the show. Their heads almost exploded. They couldn't believe what I was telling them. You go on this store right now. Any game over $20 it's a stacking coupon for $14 off. So if you see a game that's $20, it's $6. And if you add it to your cart, you'll see this, at least in Canada. I think it might be $10 in the US because the prices are scaled for exchange. But like you can, any game over 20 American, and I think Canadian, you get $14 off. So Death Stranding is on sale for 23, $14 off. You get that for $9. Valhalla, $24 after. Chivalry 2, which Huck worked on, reduced to 30, less 14 with the coupon. Bug Snacks you can get for $6. Jet the Far Shore, 8. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, like 22. There's tons of games on sale. Like, this is ridiculous. The one thing I find, like, getting a PC has really made me understand about myself and my relationship with video games is I really like buying video games. I don't know if I like playing them. I like adding them to a library. Even if it's digital, I just buy everything. And
you like rebuying video games too.
Oh, I'm going to rebuy Horizon for the 3rd time. I'm going to rebuy Death Stranding for the 4th, technically, and not play it. So, I mean, I just want to experience some of the tech on these games on PC next week and over the break. So this couldn't have come at a better time. Like, this is like, not even a question. Buy. Hashtag buy. Get on it. Ho, ho, ho. Buy.
We didn't even, you forgot to mention what they did add, what Epic added this week, which sweetens the pot even more. The achievements.
Oh
no!
That wasn't this week. That was like a couple months ago. But I was, we never talked about it on the show, and it was weird because when they announced it, I was like, didn't they already have achievements? And they did have some form of achievements.
Yeah, there was an old version that's in-game achievements. I don't even know how that works. And now they've added official Epic achievements, which basically is ripping off the trophy system from Sony, which is appropriate because Sony ripped that off from Xbox or Microsoft. So it's all just a big chain of ripoffs. But I mean, I'm thinking, I was buying all these games on Steam. I'm like, am I going to get into Steam achievements? Part of me was like, this is going to free me up from caring about achievements. I'm never going to get a million achievements in Steam. I'm starting from scratch. Like, just have fun, play games, like, because they're supposed to be fun, not because you get achievements. Then I see this Epic Store is starting from scratch. It's the perfect time to get in on the ground floor to go back and do it all. It sucked me right in. I don't know if that was part of their plan, but ever since I saw that, it's all I can think about. It's consuming my every thought. And I had bought a bunch of games on Steam this week, and I'm immediately regretting it. I should have bought them all on the Epic Store.
You got to fill that hard drive. Now you can fill it with both stores.
The lunacy that goes in to my thinking. I can't. It's just buying, and it's sad.
Well, I mean, the thing with the Epic Store, like, they've had some good sales before and some interesting coupon offers before, but like, I just found the selection wasn't the best originally, but they're starting to get a lot of stuff now, like a lot of newer releases. Obviously they've been trying to get some exclusively on their store as opposed to Steam, but I
was looking up Epic Store achievements last night, and there are quite a few. What's the story? Anyone know about this Void Train? It's exclusive and in early access. Anyone heard anything?
No.
No.
Construction stuff. Why not? It's $10. Hop on that. What are we doing here?
This guy's got a PC all of a sudden. Any PC game looks good to him.
It's opening a whole new buying world to me. Okay, so if you don't have to buy everything, of course, but get those free games. You'd be a fool not to. Like, you can get a ton of games for like $10, $6.
Well, and they're really
especially
good
if you
games.
don't care about good games. So that's
earlier this week, Shenmue 3 was free. Today, which obviously people won't be able to get unless they listen to it like as soon as this goes live.
It goes till 11 p.m. Eastern each day.
I thought it was till noon.
At 11 p.m., but I don't know.
But Vanishing Ethan Carter is free right now. And yesterday was something else that was half decent. I can't remember, but
it is 11. It is 11 a.m. Just
so
confirmed 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Cool.
So you missed out on the vanishing of Ethan Carter. Everyone who's listening right now.
Well, maybe we'll have to drop this like super early tomorrow morning. Get all those hardcore game junkers to get it.
Well, so Frank, you gotta like give people a little bit of a taste of the PC gaming situation. Everybody wants to know how that's been going for you.
To be fair, have not played many PC games yet. I played a bit of Halo.
Embarrassing.
I did eventually, when I was talking about getting a 4K monitor, I'm like, I have a 4K TV right beside me. So I made the TV a third monitor. It's amazing. I have the setup here, then the TV with the game right there. Looks fantastic. I just haven't had time to play. So we'll be getting into that this week. Absolutely. So it's going. There was some weird bugs and like freezing issues with the PC. Updated all firmwares, drivers. We're good. It's running smooth, no issues, except for RGB software from both Asus and Corsair is awful. It never works properly. One looks like, at least Corsair's looks good. Asus's RGB, the Armory Crate or whatever is one of the worst pieces of software ever in the history of humankind. So like it does make me miss Apple in a lot of ways. Like, can't someone just get this right? It shouldn't be this hard. But you know what? Let's get into it. Let's get into Game Junk Christmas. The Christmases of the past are video game memories as a child. You both have children that are probably asking for video games this Christmas. You can't wait to make that 8-bit Christmas dream come true, or whatever bit they're into these days. But what do you guys remember? What are your first video game Christmas memories? We're probably one of the first generations that had such memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's probably true. Well, Huck, why don't you go first? You were mentioning one of yours before the show.
Yeah, so my first one, well, the first console I ever received was the Sega Genesis. And so when I first got it, it was Christmas morning. I come down and I just see this blue haze coming out of my whatever you call it.
Like the
room,
Genesis is all
room.
about the color purple. Every game looks purple. we gotta come up with a name. The Purple Void.
So I'll tell you why it was blue in a second. So I come out, and sure enough, the demo screen, it's all set up. Tiny little, I don't know, 10-inch TV my dad has. I don't know, however small it was back then. Tiny TV. It was big enough to watch NHL hockey, just the demo reel or whatever you call it, going over
Is this
and over again.
NHLPA hockey, NHL 94?
It was the original Sega Genesis one, which was not NHLPA hockey. It was just called NHL hockey. I believe it was technically
Really?
like NHL 92, possibly 93. It was, if you just look, it's like the first one. It has like a bluish cover or blue background, I guess. And that was the first hockey game I ever played outside of ice hockey for the Nintendo. And it blew my mind when I went from ice hockey to that one. And EA hooked me right from that moment and loved it. I couldn't believe it. It was all set up from Santa. I was loving life. Santa was a electronic whiz.
Well, it's funny because I have kind of a similar memory with the Commodore 64.
Of course.
Where, coming out Christmas morning and it's all set up. And I was thinking, that's kind of weird. It seems like Santa was playing Moon Patrol all night. It's very strange, but it was amazing. I mean, obviously, I loved the Commodore 64 and, a lot of copied discs that Santa brought. Always, always good to see Santa printing his own discs. But then I actually, same thing with NHL. So I got a Super Nintendo and NHL, I guess it was 93, NHLPA 93. And that also was a great Christmas. That's probably the only game I played on the Super Nintendo for about a year or two. And I mean, I got one other thing I could talk about, kind of Commodore 64 related as well. But Frank, I'll pass it over to you.
Well, I guess the sweet spot here, the window for me for video games would have been probably age 8 till 14. After 14, I probably bought whatever I wanted, or I guess more 15 when I had my first job. But these are the distinct memories. NES first, and that was a big one. Like, I guess I didn't know I wanted it. I don't remember specifically asking for a Nintendo. I just got it for Christmas and loved it and played the original Mario Brothers all day. A bit of Duck Hunt. It was pretty good, but I was more of a Mario Brothers guy. And I remember it sparking something in me. I liked video games quite a bit. I enjoyed them thoroughly, but it wasn't like something I was hoping for, wishing for. What came first, Genesis or Commodore? I'm trying to, these are really
Commodore.
Cloudy. These are
Commodore.
2 years separated. Well, I guess
Like for you or
Commodore.
for when?
I got a
Yeah,
Commodore 64C.
Okay.
I think Commodore. I had a Commodore years before I had a
I
Genesis.
feel like I was 11 when I got the Commodore. Anyway, I think I got that before the Genesis. I wanted a computer. I got it. It was not, Santa did not put mine together. I actually don't remember how long it took. I got a bunch of boxes from Santa and I don't remember using it at all that day. Eventually I used it. I got some other games. Apparently my other family members knew Santa was getting me this computer because I got, oh wait, maybe I'm confusing that with something else, but anyway, there was a few games, the Epix games, a couple of Mindscape games for Commodore, and then eventually, maybe into New Year's or March break, some copied game discs that my dad brought home from work. And no one in our family knew how to use a computer, so I really didn't get the most out of the Commodore. Someone in Sean's family knew how to set things up. My family did not. So it was a bit of a lost cause. Maybe why those 2 Christmases might have started me down the path of console versus PC. One was an easy experience that I could access and love. The other one was a huge barrier to entry that was a mystery in my family. And eventually I played it here and there. It's weird. I think that's how it all started. I think that's it. And then the year after Genesis, was very happy, loved Sonic. I think I asked for Genesis, got it. Immediately regretted it shortly after when I saw everyone's Super Nintendo and how much better it was. And even though I denied it, that Mario World was a million times better than anything on Genesis, I force fed my Genesis and said I loved it, or at least told myself I loved it when I knew it was the worst. And then from there, we still stay in the Sega landscape. We got Menacer one year with Terminator 2. We got Sega CD with Sonic CD, which was a dud. Again, I was like, I wanted this so bad. Played Sewer Shark. I'm like, this isn't that good. It was a big dud, but I wanted it for Christmas. I had to love it. This must be amazing, even though deep down I knew this isn't that good. And then finally, 32X, which myself and another friend who's probably listening had crazy experiences because it didn't come with an RF adapter for like coax inputs on a TV. It only had audio video and couldn't hook it up or didn't know how to hook up a console that way. I know his mom was very angry with that situation, may have written letters to Sega and eventually gotten an RF adapter in several games. So it worked out much better for him. I eventually figured it out or found a TV in my house, maybe the Commodore monitor. It had video inputs. So I think I eventually got it working on that. But those are my video game Christmas. From that point on, if I usually bought what I wanted, game console wise, maybe got a game here and there. Also remember getting Sonic Spinball and also being completely disappointed. Like loved Sonic, got Sonic Spinball. It might've been one of the first games I got that had the red spine for Genesis. And it was a complete debacle. Sonic Spinball is a piece of shit.
I feel like there's a common theme with you and
I honestly
Sega
did not
games
set out to do this. This is just the way it worked. I was sucked into the Sega ecosystem for all of my youth. And I
This
just saw Nintendo pulling me. Like I went to my friend's house, played their Nintendo, like, oh my God, this is so good. I want one. And eventually I got Donkey Kong Country. I had to get one. That's it. We've had enough living in denial. This is nonsense. I am buying a Donkey Kong Country Super Nintendo as soon as possible. This is insane to live in a video game world and not own a Super Nintendo. What are you doing? And then I bought every game and I saved the box pristine. And then I traded them in for a fucking PlayStation 1. These games, Mega Man X2 is worth $500 now. What was I thinking?
That is unfortunate.
all your Sonic talk reminded me of another Christmas memory. Now, it wasn't directly me. It was my brother. But my brother really wanted, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge that allowed you to plug in the other Sonic games to unlock Knuckles. Was like,
okay, going off of that, one of the first, might have been the first major Genesis game that switched to paper cases rather than hard plastic. Oh, barf. Like, you're already bad enough, Sega. You switched to cardboard boxes? What are you doing?
And it wasn't like thick cardboard. It was.
Oh no, it was flimsy
tiny.
as shit. I think that it was like $89.99 retail, maybe $99. I bought it at EB at the Pen, and I was like, I didn't even know it was coming out. I'm like, I have to have this. I was already moved on from Genesis, and then I saw it. I'm like, I have to have this. This looks amazing. Lock on technology. Continue, Hawk. Sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, that was pretty much it. We were all jacked up for this stupid game, and then we're like, let's try Sonic 1. And we like plug it in, and we're like, okay, this is like the exact same game, just with Knuckles running around. Like, they basically just put him in there. It's not that much fun. And then, like, we thought, oh, maybe there'll be new abilities or something. Nothing. No, nothing. Just like running around.
It is a little weird because it is a good idea. Like being able to extend previous games, even if it is just adding a character. I'm surprised Nintendo didn't do more of that type of stuff. Like it's
so how did this thing work? So it was a cartridge for the new game that you put in, and then there was a slot that you could plug the old game, previous game.
It's almost like if you kind of think of like, do you know what like a 32X looked like? How you kind of like plugged it into the top of the Genesis. Like imagine that, except way smaller. But the same idea with the slot in top.
It's basically did you see the Genesis Game Genie? Does that ring any bells? It's a Genesis Game Genie, but it had a flip cover to protect the.
Okay.
Slots.
I mean, I know what a Nintendo Game Genie looks like. I don't know.
Well, dude, you stick that thing in, it's totally different. Like that actually was one of the
totally
best.
Different. One goes like this and one goes like that.
Yeah, one you have to put in and insert it downwards. It was a whole other thing. Come on. Not even.
Okay, whole other world I wasn't involved in, I guess. But
that was one of the most fun Christmases, I think, getting a Game Genie. The Game Genie was amazing.
Yeah, I never owned one, but I used to rent it a lot and just like try codes and then, change one digit.
You tried hacking the Genie? You were a hacker back then?
Yeah, you had to do your own thing, man. See what other crazy stuff you could come up with. So yeah, it was pretty.
The Game Genie makes you want to barf now. Even the idea of it is so gross. Like it basically is a way of getting around bad game design. It's like these games are designed so poorly. The only way people play them and beat them is by using this cheating device. Like,
it's the only way I saw it past like the third level of Battletoads, I think. So
yeah, if I was a game designer and I saw that device come out and people are using it to play my game, I would curl into a ball and like have so much shame. Like, what are you doing? Design your fucking game. Oh, it's so gross. Jesus. Pop this shit.
I mean, back then it was still, the mentality was like arcade games, try and get a couple, let them play one level and then get some more quarters out of them, right? Like,
maybe. I'm not so sure about that. But anyway, that's all I've got for Christmas. Any big plans this year's? Do the kids want anything video game specific?
Well, I have one other.
Kids have a video game Christmas that their heads exploded, and you were living vicariously through them with their Christmas video game joy.
Well, I have one other old memory that I was just going to mention real quick, which was specific Commodore 64 game that I got, which was Neuromancer, based on the William Gibson cyberpunk novel, which I had no clue what this was because I was like
This
10
is the
years
start
old.
of it all. This is
And,
the start of it all.
Exactly. It was like this crazy world. I have no idea what this is, and it was kind of like, I don't want to say it was like scary, but it was like, I was just felt like I was in some other world that I didn't understand. And I got sick that night. I remember I got sick on the evening of Christmas, and I was like playing this game, and I went to bed with like these fever-induced nightmares, basically. Of
Game hacked
Neuromancer.
you.
And it stuck with me, man, because obviously I love the book, which I eventually read years later, and yeah, it's the start of cyberpunk for me. But
Beautiful.
with regards to the kids, there's a few things they want this year. It's kind of like I was going to bring this up. It's weird now because everything is digital, right? So it's like I saw somebody posted this on social media recently, but like I don't know if you've done this before, Huck, or have come up against this, but like I've had to do this in previous years where I had to basically print off box art and put it in a case to be able to wrap
covers.
it.
Ew.
I know it's the worst, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Like for some games, if they want something and it's digital only, like it sucks.
Yeah.
Does anyone have like an digital unwrapping app where it's on an iPad and you like have to rip the bow off and do all the stuff and it's an image underneath? Like this
That's
has
a good
to
idea,
exist, right?
I mean, not that I know of, but it's a good idea.
Let's put it out there. Let's get some exposure. This is $1 million idea.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hey, then you know what? You make a Christmas present for the world, like the Curiosity by Molyneux, and everyone's unwrapping this big present layer by layer, and at the center is a precious gift. Being able to pick the topic of the next Game Junk episode that only one person gets. What a lovely, amazing viral experiment. Do you remember what the gift was at the middle of the Curiosity, or the center?
I don't.
Of the Curiosity? You got to be the god and goddess, his new game.
Really?
So rewarding.
Wow. Thank God millions of people spent hours tapping squares on this app.
I do remember that.
How could you not anticipate that people would be let down, or that the payoff for this huge thing would actually be a negative impact to your game? Like I did all this. I played this game while I was taking a shit for hours just so someone else can play in a shitty game that no one wants anyway. What is the deal?
Though I think the guy who won did get to like go somewhere on a trip or something. I think he got more than just like his name in a game. Didn't he get some sort of monetary reward and a trip to the team party?
Possibly.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'd have to verify this.
Yeah.
I'm not curious, or nor do I care to verify this.
You're like not curious about Curiosity?
No.
But going back to the kids, I've been kind of lucky. My kids are not really into like video games. Like they're so sheltered. They don't know you can even probably buy video games or ask Santa for video games. So last year though, I bought them the Pokemon game, or maybe that was 2 years ago. So that was all physical. So I was able to get them that way. And then all the other games they would be Nintendo
It's your first library card.
I should do that. My kids already have library cards.
You can get any game you want with this library card. Just get good at going on wait lists very early.
I'll have them being the masters of wait lists. Okay, they will be the professional.
I can't wait till they're beating you for wait lists.
Never gonna happen. I am the master.
Are they old enough? They must have their own library card, no?
The one does. The other one we haven't gone in yet to get it, but we can go get him one, and we will.
So just on Curiosity, so it looks like the person who won was supposed to get a small portion of the revenue of Goddess.
Oh, then there was a whole Kickstarter controversy with Goddess, right? And monetization with Steam versus the mobile app.
I don't know about that, but apparently the game just kind of bombed. So I don't think this person got any money at all. So
I don't think it ever got monetized officially.
I remember, I think I have it on Steam. So I think I did pay for it at some point, but
Were you
yeah.
part of the Kickstarter though?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, right. What about little devil inside? We're at year 8 going into 2022. That's
Buddy, you
what
keep talking up that game. You got nothing on Star Citizen, buddy.
Yeah, which one comes first?
But
I wonder.
there are early access things for Star Citizen, isn't there?
Oh, tons. Yeah, tons.
Yeah, there's nothing.
They have a constant thing you can play.
Yeah, that's been around for a few years, hasn't it?
Yes.
I can look at videos and get every 4-year updates on the Kickstarter page for Little Devil Inside.
That's true. I do get
proud backer.
That's true. I do get weekly emails and videos, and like they have a whole like community team at Star Citizen that, or whatever it's called, Robert something Industries or whatever it's called, Robert Space Industries. It's a little different, definitely.
So that's Game Junk Christmas. Happy holidays.
Let us know your
Merry
memories.
Christmas. Yeah. Well, let us know what you loved about or don't. Like, who cares? Just buy. The holidays is about buying. Go to the Epic Store. Wait till the day after Christmas. Go to the stores on the sales on the PlayStation Store. Go to Shoppers Drug Mart on Boxing Day. Get those Optimum points. Save them up. Ask for Shoppers gift cards for Christmas. It's all about buying. It's about maximizing buying potential. You need to be giving gifts to yourself. That's what we're going to give you. The power and the gift to self-give.
And if you're going to buy someone else a gift, make sure you buy it at Shoppers so you still get Optimum points.
You'll be getting yourself free games while you buy for others. Wonderful. There was actually a deal a few months back where every $50 you bought in gift cards for PSN, you got, I think, either $10 or $5 in Optimum points. So it was a self-stacking, it was fantastic.
Just free money. How could you not?
I know I'm going to buy stuff on that store eventually. Just load up. So do your research, buy, and have a happy holidays. But that's not the end of the episode. It sounded like it's the end of the episode. It's not. That's the end of the Christmas portion. So now we will talk about what we played. Who would like to go first?
Well, I can go first. I think I played the most, or...
Yeah, throw it to Huck.
Okay, so I played through The Artful Escape, which I wanted to revisit after it was in the running for Art Direction of the Year at the Game Awards, I believe. And I think you said you played some of this at least, Sean?
I finished it.
Oh, you did finish it.
Yeah.
So this game is basically, I mean, there's not much gameplay here. There's basically move left or right and hold down the X button to play music as you're traveling. And then you get to these almost like the Game of Simon sections where you have to sort of press buttons in a particular order. And there are 5 buttons on your gamepad that map to kind of like notes for your guitar. And I guess I should explain the game a bit more. You are some sort of like struggling musician. It sounds like you're almost like Bob Dylan who doesn't want to be Bob Dylan, or you're like Bob Dylan's son who doesn't want to play folk music. You want to rock out. And this is sort of like about his like mental breakdown or fever dream of him becoming this rock, legendary rock musician. And then at the end, he does it essentially. And so through the game, you're basically just, spoiler alert. Basically through the game, you're just traveling through these fever dream environments, playing music, coming against or talking to people. And I don't know, is there anything else? Like, that's really it. That's the whole game. There's not much else to it.
Yeah, that is pretty much the game. There's dialogue and stuff, but
yeah. So, I mean, I think the game maybe took me 4 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that. So it's not a long game. But it was kind of enjoyable to go through. I wouldn't say it was like a fun, quote unquote, fun game. I wasn't like really, challenged or anything while I was playing it. But I did enjoy the experience and thought it was a visual treat. That's for sure. Now, I wish that some of the music maybe was more memorable. I liked the music throughout the whole game. I thought it was good, but nothing really was catchy, let's say. It was more just like kind of like background rock music that guitar riffs that the guy just constantly plays. It wasn't anything kind of catchy that I latched onto, and that's my only kind of gripe with it. But overall, I thought it was a pretty fun little thing, and of course, it's on Game Pass, so the price was right. And I don't know, Sean, do you have anything to add to it other than that?
No, I really liked it as well. I thought it was a good length. If it kind of went on longer than that, I probably would have started to get bored, but I really enjoyed it. Could be in the running for my top 10 of the year. I mean, I enjoyed it that much just based on mostly the audio visual aspects. I kind of agree with what you're saying about the music, but it is more of like he's kind of jamming through the whole
Yeah.
thing. So it's not like there's specific
Ew.
songs,
Jamming, like
but
you're making a music game, you gotta have some bangers. Like that's why Sayonara Wild Hearts, like there's good songs in that game.
I like the music. It's just that you are adding layers onto what's playing beneath you, and it's kind of like I don't know, like it kind of keeps cycling. Like it's not, there's no discrete, separate kind of songs, but like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I would listen to the soundtrack of it. I have listened to the soundtrack of it, but it's. I agree. I can't like nothing stuck with me in my head or anything.
Yeah.
All
Uh,
right, all right.
Someone else want to go, Sean?
I'll just say I've been
Frank?
playing Halo Infinite multiplayer. Not a lot. I do my hour of like challenges and my XP bumps every day, and I'm still liking it a lot. They've added some game modes. I really like the tactical Slayer and a few other ones, but I'm starting to get frustrated with people because it's free to play. They don't even care about the game mode, like what you're trying to do, the goal of the game. They're just there to kill people and do nothing. It's becoming really frustrating getting, especially when it's 4v4. If you have a dud on your team or someone that drops out, you're dead in the water. It's like, what am I doing this for? This is pointless. So they need to get better at like having people match up and making teams even, because it's as soon as you get someone, you can tell their character standing still. They boot him eventually. If it's ranked, they never replace them for the most part. It's really starting to grind my gears. I need a squad. I need a party so that I know. And if you're not good at Halo, don't bother. Don't talk to me. I'm just kidding. If you guys ever want to play, I'm in. I will.
No, you don't want me on your team, Frank. It's okay.
I think we should go on his team, and then he'll boot us, and then he'll have to play by himself again.
Yes. But I mean, it is an argument to form a squad of friends that you can consistently keep playing with, I guess, right?
Yeah, which I usually had in Call of Duty, and I did the first few days of Halo, and it's gone. It's evaporated into nothing. So I'm sad.
Well, I mean, I've been playing the campaign quite a bit, so I don't want to say too much because I'm hoping that we're all going to talk about it in the near future. But it's definitely longer than I thought it would be. A lot of people were saying like 10 hours, 12 hours. I feel like I'm probably at that point already, and I'm like maybe three-quarters of the way through the game, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. Like the open world stuff definitely adds something to it. But then, when you go and kind of do the main story missions, it's very Halo. You're kind of going through corridors and space tunnels, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's still fun. Story is not the best, but yeah, we'll get into it at some point.
Let's get
Yeah,
into it.
I've been playing a bit of it as well, but I don't have much to add. I'm not very far. I think I'm just in the open world part now, and it it actually surprised me when you first kind of get into that open world how many guys they throw at you like right away. You're kind of like right in the thick of it, and that kind of surprised me a bit. But it was pretty fun so far, and the other thing I played was I played through the Nobody Saves the World demo from Drinkbox, And I think Sean pretty much went over everything last week, all the points that I'm going to make, but really fun mechanic uh, of switching your characters to take advantage of different things. What I really liked is their skill tree and how they integrate the quests with each of the characters you have, and how you always have something to like go for each character. So each character, you have these like mini quests like bite 20 people with the rat, or poison people with the rat, or kick people with the horse, or something like that. There's always something to kind of go for. And then once you get those quests, you get, what are they called, like the magic rods and like upgrade points and stuff like that. So you get rewards, you get your character levels up, you get experience, that kind of stuff. So there's always something to do, always something driving you forward, even if it's just like aimless fighting. It's not really aimless because you always have these quests to complete, which I always found would also entice me to switch back to other characters if I felt like I was getting overpowered with one character, if maybe a certain character could be better in a certain area. And it didn't punish me for like having to switch to an underlevel character necessarily. I was able to still kind of level up with them, and it seemed like there was some I think there was some difficulty balancing, it seemed like, because I got pretty high level with the Knight guy, and then I would switch back to the Rat, and it seemed like I didn't really get punished as
I
badly as
think
I
I
thought I was
remember
going to.
either a video I saw or Graham talking about that. Like one of the presentations they did, I think they talked about that specifically, like
Did
the
they?
idea of your forms leveling up in the background while other ones were
Oh,
leveling up.
okay. Maybe that's what was going on then. I know there's like an overall level for your entire like character as a whole, including the entire tree, and then there are the individual character abilities. So maybe that's partly it, but I was really enjoying it. I really like that how the quest integrates with the characters and the skill tree. I thought that was really smart, and yeah, really enjoying it so far. And it's neat how each character has different strengths, I guess, almost like, you know, fire, ice, wind kind of skills. They're not that, but the one's poison, one's, I guess, physical, and one's something else. And I thought the demo as a whole really explained the game well and really introduced you to everything at a good pace and kind of took you through everything at a really good speed. And right at the end, you start ramping up, you start using those different status effects basically in the gameplay, which I thought was kind of a perfect place to leave it. And I thought the demo was really good. About 2 hours, really good. Didn't try the multiplayer, but I'm assuming it's not much different.
Yeah, it sounds like the game's coming out soon too, right? Like they haven't officially said, but it sounds
Sounds
like
like
early
early
next year.
January or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. On the Twitter, they were saying they're kind
Went
of saying that it's
gold.
gone gold. Yeah, gone gold, so it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Just find that window that works best.
I have a couple other quick things I can mention, I guess, just stuff I've been dabbling in. I'm still playing Bonfire Peaks. I think I talked about it a while back. That puzzle box pushing, trying to burn boxes game, which is really good. Like I
Oh,
just
company down.
I just like I like puzzle games to the point where like I'll be doing one level and trying to figure it out for like an hour and I'll just lose track of time. And that's fun to me, but that probably would really annoy a lot of people. So I don't know how to, maybe it's not for everyone, and it is hard. I wish there was a better hint system in the game. I've been using, like, they have the PlayStation built in little videos, like, that they have built into the dashboard. So they have the solution there that you can watch, but I just want a hint. So sometimes I'll like watch just the beginning of the video to be like, am I on the right track kind of thing. But other than that, I like it quite a bit. And I'll quickly mention Overboard, which is the latest game from Inkle, I think. Is that the studio name or is that their software? I can't remember. But they're the ones that did like 80 Days, I think, and a few other sort of like narrative-based games. And this one is kind of cool. The concept is you basically you're on a cruise and you murder your husband. You push him overboard, and then the whole thing is you're trying to get away with it. You're trying to not get caught. And it's like a pretty quick loop. Like you basically play like 15 minutes from start to finish of like the sequence of events. And then you start over again and you try to figure out, things that you didn't do right that'll get you down the path to succeeding.
Well, it's a lot like 12 minutes, it sounds like.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, but it's not really a time loop game per se. But I mean, I guess it's kind of in effect the same thing. You're right. But I liked that everything was really quick, like it wasn't like pages and pages of dialogue. You can kind of understand what you need to get from each conversation in like a couple seconds, move on, go to the next thing. And the presentation I thought was quite nice. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
So that
What's
just
that
came
on,
out.
Sean? Sorry.
Well, I'm playing on iOS, but I bought it. It's not on Apple Arcade. It is available for Switch and PC, I think, on Steam.
Cool.
I'd never heard of that game. That looks neat. It also reminded me of what's that train? The original one like this.
The Last Express.
The Last Express. Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminded me
Well,
of that.
there was a game that is kind of seemed reminiscent of that was in the Nintendo Indie World presentation this week. You might want to check it out. It's called like Locomotive, I think, and it looked kind of cool.
Totally forgot to watch that.
Yeah, there's a few things. There's a new game from the people who did The Messenger, which is like a
Oh, yeah.
kind of looks like a classic
Is that the
RPG.
sea of Stars or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, they announced that a little while ago, but that game looks really, really good.
yeah. There's a few other things.
Messenger.
Yeah, I gotta go back and try to play that. I mean, well, I played like 4 or 5 hours of it, but gotta beat it, I guess.
Got to. All right. Is that everything?
I got one more. I played a game called Lake on Game Pass, and I was kind of enjoying the relaxed nature of it. So you play as this woman who appears to be a journalist. I didn't get very far, so I don't really have much of the story. A journalist or like a blogger, and she takes this sort of like vacation, work vacation, to this lakeside town, and basically starts working as I guess it's her hometown, starts working as a mail truck delivery person. So the game basically, from what I played in the beginning, is you just drive around a truck and deliver mail and parcels to people's addresses, and you have a map that has the places you need to go, and then when you go to the back of your truck, you have to make sure you choose the parcel for the proper address, and you just go basically take it to their door, or take it to their mailbox if it's just mail. And that was it from what I could tell for the first like 20 minutes I played, and it was pretty relaxing just to drive around. But my son wanted to drive, my younger son, and so he kind of went off-roading and got the car wedged between two rocks, and I couldn't get the car out of the rocks. So I had to stop at that point and uninstall the game. But the controls were pretty clunky. So I was playing just on the Xbox One, and the camera, it was super, super sensitive to begin with. I had to crank the sensitivity way down to be able to control the camera. And I mean, I've played games where the right stick controls the camera, and it was very hard for me to control it. I can't even imagine, someone else trying to play this that doesn't know. Like my kids were, luckily I had cranked it way down. They were able to control it a little bit. But the walking was a little clunky. There was a lot of like awkward fade to black, fade up from black, to obviously avoid having to show the person like get out of the car, or, get into certain buildings and stuff like that, which was kind of weird. But, whatever. It was kind of like an indie game, but it was published by Annapurna. So, I mean, it was obviously, there was some money behind it. But
it looks like it visually looks really good.
Yeah, the art style is really nice. Yeah, the art style is really nice, and just the controls are a little clunky, and just like that little bug there where I got stuck and couldn't get the car out kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I would say if you're not going to go off-roading with the truck, I would say give it a try. but don't do that if you do.
Good to know.
Yep. And that's it for me.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Check us out. Well, not me. You can see these guys on Twitter, My Angry Commute and Equilibrium Sys. Make sure you're looking out for Epic Dumpster Bear. It's called Epic Dumpster Bear. Just a recommendation. Get it on the Epic Game Store with achievements. You'll be one of the first developers to do so. And people will be looking for easy Epic Game Store achievements.
I have to interject. I am not publishing the Epic Game Store one. Do not buy it on Epic Game Store. Buy it on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood that. There is one on the Epic Game Store as well, but you're not publishing that one?
Oh, I don't know. There are other versions. I am only publishing. So the other versions came out like last year, but my buddy wasn't a Nintendo developer, so I got him in with Nintendo.
Got you.
So I am publishing the game for him.
Yeah, so only buy the Switch
That's
version.
right.
The other achievements anyway, like it's ruining games. It's
totally.
Like you're supposed to play for fun.
Exactly.
Why do you need these extra reward systems to play games? Games are inherently fun.
And you could take it on handheld. You can't do that with a PC.
You can't take an Epic Dumpster Bear shit. That's what it's all for. Playing while you're pooping.
That's right. Exactly. You got it now.
And if you want more details, go to Equilibrium
Epic Dumper Bear.
How did I fuck that up? So check out Equilibrium Sys on Twitter and My Angry Commute. Sean is Film Junk. You can check us out at youtube.com/Game Junk and find the Discord link there. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.